On the news tonight, INEC declares Catholic priest winner of Benue governorship election. It is my turn to be Senate President, Orji Kalu declares. Governorship elections, aggrieved candidates should go to courts. We also have no regret running for office, Funke Akindele. Also, protesters storm INEC office over governorship election, with the states coming shortly. Terrorism financing to Gùnm plead not guilty on 10-count charges. Going on to the next story, abducted Rivers APC campaign director shot dead. Next story, gunmen abduct teenager in Ondo, request for 10 million naira. And on sports, Osimhen should make Premier League switch or culture. You are watching the world news from BGI TV Currents. The phone number for advert placement is the same phone number streaming on the screen for advert placement only. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. First are the major stories. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Congress, APC in Benue, Reverend Father Anya Saint Alia, winner of last Saturday's election. Declaring the result, the returning officer, Professor Farouk Kuta, Vice Chancellor of Federal University of Technology, Mina, announced the governorship candidate of APC, Reverend Father Anya Saint Alia, winner of the governorship election. Professor Kuta declared that APC candidate polled 473,933 votes to defeat the candidate of PDP, Titus Uba, who scored 223,914 votes, while the governorship candidate of Labour Party, Emma Mbe, polled 41,841 votes to become third distant. The APC governorship candidate won in 17 LGAs, PDP won 4 LGAs, and LP won in 1 LGA. It will be recalled that governorship election did not hold last Saturday in Kwande local government area due to print errors in ballot papers meant for the council. The returning officer said that the commission relied on section 24 subsection 1 of the Electoral Act of the INEC guidelines to declare the winner of the election.
As the governor-elect of Benue State, making this today's victory, and in thanksgiving to God and to the good people of Benue State. My beloved fellow citizens of Benue, I stand before you today as a duly elected governor of Benue State. My victory was announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, a few minutes ago. The long and anxious wait for the results to be officially declared is over. We can now roll out the drums in celebration of this great victory, bearing in mind that one whole local government of Kwande would only be conducting theirs tomorrow. I'm 100% aware of the unflinching support of me. I am with all the good people of the local government, and I'm wishing them quite well as they conduct their elections for me and for the State House of Assembly tomorrow. I recognize what an enormous privilege and honor it is to be trusted with the government of the state, especially at this time, and I'm deeply conscious of it. I would like to say that God does not call the qualified, He qualifies the called. I may not be the most qualified Benue son to lead the state at this time, but God, the good Lord who has called me, will qualify me. Never in my life have I seen a people express their desires and wishes so passionately as I saw from you in this election. the volunteers who came together on the various support groups, those who traveled to all nooks and crannies of our state to knock on doors, the poll watchers who stayed vigilant to ensure that our votes were counted, every one of you. You all are the true heroes of this victory, and your names will be written in gold.
In continuation of the world news, the chief whip of the Senate, Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, on Tuesday declared that it is his turn to become the Senate president. Kalu made the assertion while answering questions from reporters at the National Assembly. He urged the All Progressive Congress APC to zone the seat to East Village in Igbere in Abia North Senatorial District. He said with his position as the chief whip of the Senate, Ninth Senate, he is the most ranking senator from the southeast and therefore deserves the position. Going on to the next story. Foreign observers under the aegis of International Police Chaplain, Sustainable Development and Law Enforcement, IPCL-SL, have urged agreed political parties and their candidates to go to court to challenge the result of the March 18th governorship election in the state and assemblies. The observers also counseled Nigerians to preserve peace and stability in the country. The body adjourns Makuiva gave the advice on Monday in Lagos while delivering a plenary statement of the election observation mission on the gubernatorial and state assembly election. In any case, candidates and political actors are urged to resort to legal terms and channels in case of contestation and to privilege political dialogue in all circumstances to sustain social peace, said Mr. Makuiva. He said working to preserve peace and stability would ensure consolidated democracy and the rule of law, especially in the challenging socio-political context. And to Lagos State, Nollywood actress and former deputy governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Lagos, Funke Akindele, has said she has no regrets about running for office. The Nollywood producer took to an official Twitter handle on Monday to reminisce about her political journey. In her tweet, which garnered 973 retweets and 278,000 views, when obtained by Platform Times, Akindele described her journey to the ballot as an amazing and insightful experience, noting that she has gained essential knowledge that has aided her learning process. Her comments come recently after the concluded gubernatorial poll in Lagos State, where she contested as the deputy governor candidate of the PDP. While the election did not end in the party's favor, Akindele has expressed gratitude for the opportunity to participate in the democratic process. Recall that our party PDP came third in the election, which they have 62,449 behind the winner, APC's Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and Labour Party's Gbadebo Vivo Road, who had 762,134 and 312,329 respectively. And to the next story. Supporters of the Labour Party and the People's Democratic Party (PDP) on Monday staged protests in front of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) office in Enugu State. Information report that Labour Party is protesting non-usage of biomodal voter accreditation system (BVAS) in the conduct of the March 18 governorship election in Nkanu East local government area, while the PDP is demanding that the results should be declared in their favor. Meanwhile, the Labour Party has submitted a petition to INEC in respect of the result from Nkanu East LGA. A Labour Party supporter, Shepherdman Chijioke Iyoku, alleged that the PDP rigged immaturely. He wrote on Facebook, "This is how immature PDP is in Enugu." You are just joining, you are watching the world news from BGI TV Currents. Next story. Tukumamu, a former terrorist negotiator, on Tuesday pleaded not guilty to a 10-count charge bordering on terrorism financing, among others, preferred against him by the federal government. the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation on behalf of the federal government arraigned Mr. Mamu before Justice Iyan Eko of the Abuja Division of the Federal High Court. He denied having allegiance to the terrorists. Justice Nkionye Maha of the Sister Court on September 13, 2022, gave the State Security Service the go-ahead to detain the former terrorist negotiator for 60 days to enable it to conclude its investigation on Mr. Mamu, who led the negotiation with the terrorists for the release of the Abuja train kidnapped passengers kidnapped in March 2022. The Director of Public Prosecution of the Federation, M.B. Abubakar, signed the charge. Mr. Mamu was accused of receiving $120,000 money on behalf of the Boko Haram terrorist group from families of hostage of the Abuja-Kaduna train attack. The federal government said the offense contravenes Section 21(3)(a) of the Terrorism, Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. The Attorney General also alleged that Mr. Mamu, sometime in 2022 in Kaduna, received money payment of 500,000 naira on behalf of Boko Haram from families of hostages of the Abuja-Kaduna train attack. And to the next story on the news. Gunmen have shot dead the All Progressive Congress campaign coordinator in Ahoada, West Local Government Area of Rivers State, Chisom Leonard, hours after he was kidnapped. Leonard was reportedly killed by the gunmen dressed in police uniform while voting for the governorship and state assembly election was going on at Ibagwa, polling unit 2, Ward 10 in Ahoda, West LGA. The APC chieftain, it was gathered, tried to stop the gunmen from snatching election materials when he was whisked away in a commando fashion. The state APC Publicity Secretary, Darlington Nwoju, confirmed the incident to correspondents on ground. Nwoju stated he was abducted from his polling unit during the voting process and taken away. Nobody knew where they took him to. It was later in the evening of Saturday that his body was discovered. Next story. Gunmen suspected to be kidnappers have abducted a 19-year-old girl, Adetutu Okibaloe, in Imoru Town in Ose local government area of Ondo State, demanding 10 million naira to secure his release. It was gathered that the young girl was kidnapped in a home when the kidnappers invaded the home and left with 3 people. According to a source, the kidnappers threatened to kill the 3 victims and inflicted injuries on the people, including the aunts. The kidnappers took away the young girl while others 2 escaped while marching them into the forest. However, the kidnappers contacted the family of the victim, who demanded 10 million naira before she can regain her freedom. A family source explained that operatives of the Ondo and Motekun Corps have been on the trail of the kidnappers so far. Ondo State Police spokesman SP Fumilayo Odulami Omisonya, while confirming the incident, said the incident was not reported officially to the police. And to the foreign story on the world news. America readied itself Monday ahead of the possible historic indictment of Donald Trump over a hush money case, with the former president calling for mass demonstrations if he is charged. Trump supporters were scheduled to protest in New York later Monday at Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg weighs, charging the ex-president over a payment to porn actress Stormy Daniels in 2016. Trump would become the first former or sitting president to ever be charged with a crime if an indictment is filed, a move that would send shockwaves through the 2024 White House race in which Trump is running to regain office. Bragg, an elected Democrat, has not confirmed any plans to indict, but has indicated that the prosecutors are nearing a decision by putting key witnesses in front of the grand jury in recent weeks and offering Trump the opportunity to testify. The 76-year-old former Republican president said over the weekend that he expects to be arrested on Tuesday and urged supporters to protest, "Take our nation back." Concluding the world news this hour is the sports story. Super Eagles legend Austin J.J. Okocha has encouraged Victor Osimhen to switch to the English Premier League this season. Osimhen has been linked with the Premier League giants Chelsea and Manchester United following a fruitful campaign with Serie A leaders Napoli. The 24-year-old has expressed his desire to play in English top flight in future. Okocha admitted that playing in the Premier League would be an ideal for Osimhen. Well, I mean, he's doing well, he's having a great season, Okocha told the BBC. I think if he duly deserves the praises he's getting, but the ultimate for him is to play the Premier League, which he has made clear as well. Osimhen has scored 21 goals in 23 league appearances for Napoli this season. That ends the world news from BGI TV Current. Before we go, some major headlines. We brought to you, INEC declares Catholic priest winner of Benue governorship election. Also, it is my turn to be Senate President, Orji Kalu declares. Governorship elections, aggrieved candidates should go to court, foreign observers says. We also brought to you, no regrets running for office, Funke Akindele declares. And finally, on sport, Osimhen should make Premier League switch or Okocha. For more updates of our broadcast on our channel on YouTube, the handle is BGI TV Current. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access our broadcast. For advert placement of your goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen for advert placements only. I am Morire Rebila Lawal. Good evening.
Oh, na, na, na. If you want to know what's going on in city, or you want to listen to the latest news and gist, no stress, oh, just tune to BGI TV. BGI TV, you're one in a million.